On quick news, and we're going to go out of the UK as well. Quick news this week: Omegle shuts down.
It does.
It shut its servers down.
Completely gone. The bloke who runs it has decided to pack it all in.
If you're on the internet and you've been on the internet a very long time, like we have done, we grew up with the internet, you'd know that Omegle was the great place for meeting strangers and penises. That's probably good.
It was a great place, but it was a place.
What, the internet or Omegle?
Well, all of it.
All of it. So yes, it's been shut down. When was it? 2009 to 2023. I think that's when it's been shut down. Yeah. There has been a tombstone made of this, so add that in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on it?
It's a bit of a weird one because the guy who ran Omegle, in his little statement that he put out, he said that obviously when he first got on the internet, it was like a great place and all this sort of stuff, and Omegle was obviously used for good, for meeting people, but then it was also mostly known as a bad thing.
Has anyone seen the South Park episode?
Dodgy. I haven't actually.
Of when Cartman's on it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Or is it Stan? Or so he's on it and he's going through it and he gets another penis. Another penis.
That is literally what's like.
Another penis.
And apparently Omegle, the company that run Omegle anyway, the CEO said that they've actually done quite a lot with helping like the FBI and all that sort of stuff with like trafficked people and stuff like that. Like they've provided them quite a lot of information and all this sort of stuff, which is pretty good.
That's very good. I didn't think it could be used like that.
I didn't even know they did that sort of stuff. I genuinely just didn't think it was really policed at all, Omegle. But obviously it was a little bit.
So what you're saying is that the trafficking people and the kidnappers and all that, we put them on screen and think no one would find them?
Well, I think a lot of it is that people would use Omegle to put up like, you know, trafficked girls for like selling videos and stuff, like little previews and that sort of shit.
But they never thought they'd get caught because they're like IP addresses.
Well, I think a lot of people thought Omegle was just like this sort of like free-for-all, no one's policing it sort of thing. But that wasn't really the case.
No, it wasn't.
All this
it
stuff
being heavily policed.
Yeah,
obviously
all the chats and that were still being stored on the server, and they were using this information provided to police to help catch bad guys. So
well, that's just it. It's also been the same on Snapchat. So remember what you put on Snapchat, it gets saved in a database for 6 months.
Oh yeah,
it's stored there. It doesn't just. It's not instantly disappears. I mean, I know they brought in the 24-hour keep chat, but it's all there.
Oh, even when you do the 24-hour keep chat, that's still your dick pic still served on a server somewhere. Oh, yeah, it's definitely.
But people don't think that, do they? Don't realise.
I think people think when they send like one of those.
When they end chat, it's deleted.
Well, when they send one of those Snapchats that disappears as soon as the person's seen it. That doesn't mean it's disappeared forever.
No, it's just that individual can't see it, and it can be retrieved.
I can guarantee you it's on a Snapchat server somewhere.
It can be retrieved. Even the My Eyes Only?
For your eyes only.
For your eyes only. That can be retrieved as well, not by yourself as an individual because they wipe the account. But
I would imagine that everything from Snapchat. I would be surprised if Snapchat ever deleted an image.
Well, it's probably.
I would put money on the fact that they've probably still got every image.
They just store in hard drives everywhere. But anyway, moving on. More quick news.
The next one.
What's your quick news?
Well, we got up. Wow, the first one we've got is the ex-lawyer who has shot 2 protesters on a Panama road.
Apparently
it was a mining protest. And
was he a miner then?
No, but
not underage, I mean.
No.
Was he a worker?
These 2 guys were apparently, I think there was more than 2 guys.
Blocking the interstate.
They were blocking the road in Panama. Yeah. This ex-lawyer got out and apparently opened fire and put them both in the ground. One way to get rid of protesters, I suppose.
Thing is, though, a lot of people have said on the internet, and they've said it since this has happened, there's a lot of people saying good, and there's a lot of people saying that this isn't going to work. It's not going to stop protesters, because as much as protesters probably do die in the face of battle, I mean, is that what we really call it? I mean, they're not protesting for matey boy with a gun, they're protesting about the mining, so that might not even stop them.
I mean, I don't really think if someone has a different opinion to you, shooting them is the answer.
No. I mean, he must have cracked. Something must have cracked.
I think he probably just snapped and was like, I've had enough.
It was breaking down.
Yeah.
He's watched the film.
I can't imagine this was a completely sane man.
No. Considering that he's an ex-lawyer as well.
Yeah,
he knew the law, and he got out and downed them without any implication, any conscience, or any second thought. He got out and downed them.
And also, we should probably confirm the fact he wasn't an ex-lawyer because he was disbarred or anything. He's actually retired.
No, he's retired.
He was a lawyer for
a long time. He is an elderly guy.
Yeah, he's an elderly guy who chose to retire.
Make sure you put a screenshot up of him because people are just going to think like Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like I said, it's not like he was disbarred or he was kicked out.
But this dude actually got people in court and out of court.
Yeah.
And out of jail and in the jail.
And he's thinking these protesters, put them down. I mean, don't know. It's not really
For
the
mining
solution.
as well, for a mining protest. I mean, he must have been stuck in traffic. There must be something that persuaded. He must have just gone.
Imagine doing that. Like, imagine doing that and thinking it's a good idea.
But they got brilliant stills of it happening. So if it's going to probably somewhere. There's going to be a video. There's going to be somewhere. So if you're that warped in the head, it's probably on the internet.
Imagine you'll find it on the old Reddit.
We don't need to look for it because it's pretty much becoming an occurring thing now. So you just look anywhere and there's been shootings everywhere at the minute. So yeah, moving on from that.
Yes.
Ex-lawyer or not, do you think he's going to be trialing for himself?
Imagine. He doesn't need no lawyer. He can just
myself.
represent himself.
I'll represent myself. Not very good idea. So Douglas Murray, everyone knows him as an author or journalist, has made himself on the spotlight this week. He was on a podcast or show talking about, let's talk about protests at the moment. However, he didn't speak very kindly about Palestinian protesters. He actually called them Hamas supporters. And he has made a very good video about how he wants them out. If I was in charge, I want them out. So you can go watch that interview and everything like that. It's all over TikTok, Facebook. It's probably been circled and everything in some sort of way. It's going to be on YouTube. Go check it out. I think that's all I can really talk on that, is that he's an author and he's
Douglas Murray's actually quite a famous guy he does like the podcast circuit quite a bit.
That's it. He's on X.
Yeah, he's on quite a lot of podcasts that I listen to. He's mentioned on the podcast Modern Wisdom quite a bit, which I listen to. He's mentioned on quite a few. But interesting take on it, I suppose.
What is going to make me wonder now is that the end of his career, or is he going to end up getting hate mail, or is it going to bump his career?
I don't know.
Because
is it going to be cancel culture? Or?
These are very hard times for you to put yourself in that subject and not receive any controversy.
I think it's one of those things where Douglas Murray's a journalist as well, so it's obviously, he's obviously used to putting his 2 cents in on quite a lot of topics that he probably doesn't have much right talking about.
Exactly. That's why it got brought up, because I thought it's interesting to see.
I guess we'll see what happens with that. If he gets cancelled over it, or if most people agree with it.
He'll probably write a book, How I Got Cancelled. And it'll probably be a bestseller. So,
cancel himself.
Cancelled, How I Got Cancelled. And at the bottom, small words, by myself.
By me.
But fair play. He's done a podcast, done an interview. He's actually spoken outright how he wants to speak. I mean, there's no treading around on eggshells around this. It is what it is at the end of the day. That's going to move on to the next one.
Yeah, but moving on to the next subject, it is my favourite little headline of the week. It is the plot to use fake Deliveroo outfits to deliver lots and lots of drugs.
Lots of drugs. Of course, if you didn't know, and you did in this country, in the UK, if you're from the States or any other country, we have like services like Uber Eats, Deliveroo. What else we got? Just Eat.
Yeah. I guess Uber Eats and Deliveroo are the
main ones,
like
aren't
the
they?
two similar ones where you see them with the logos.
The logos, that's it. The guy has got the equipment, the uniform.
Oh yeah,
he had the accounts.
Apparently, he's got a £7 million stash that he was going to use fake Deliveroo outfits to get couriers to go around with the drugs to send them all off.
This is where I got a question. Why now? Wasn't it? Is it not already being done?
Probably. About half the delivery drivers you see aren't really delivering.
Because we all know about you ever heard of the dark web Royal Mail post office posties?
No.
So they reckon that there's posties out there that wear a legit Royal Mail uniform that post for the dark web.
Oh really?
Yeah, no, seriously. There's people out there that believe this. There's actually people that believe that there's like Royal Mail that come to your door and will drop off whatever, and they look like a normal postie and no one would question it.
I've never even heard that.
So it's making me wonder how it's taken so long for someone to be doing this with a delivery.
Also, it seems weird that he seems to have gotten caught before he even did it as well.
Someone ratted him out.
Oh, I would imagine so.
Or his account got blocked or something.
It's quite a good idea though, isn't it? Because he's in no way really affiliated with Deliveroo, so there's no way if Deliveroo knows he's doing it.
He's just looking like them.
I guess to be fair, the only time a delivery driver would ever come across another one is when they go to a restaurant. But these guys would never go to restaurants. They'd be going to individual houses. So you'd probably never even realise.
The thing is as well, what could these guys could they be carrying? I mean, we know around London that everyone uses the Boris bikes. Everyone. We've seen drug dealers using Boris bikes, right? I'm not speaking on term or hypothetically, I have seen the exchanges myself, and I've seen lads, young lads, riding off down the road like 30 kilometres an hour on these bikes, gone, and you'll never be able to catch them. And what a stupid and easy way of doing it. Instead of being out walking, you're in a uniform, you're on a bike. They're not going to get stopped by police.
No, that's what I'm thinking. Like, police aren't going to be pulling over Deliveroo drivers, are they? And also, have you seen those bags Deliveroo drivers have to carry food in?
They're huge, aren't they?
Imagine how much.
And they're thermal as well.
Imagine the amount of drugs you carry on one of those.
They're thermal as well. So, like, even
you
if you use like thermal imaging, it would just be hot.
This is not a pro tip for drug delivery couriers.
Don't take it from us.
But what you could do, now just thinking about it, is because they're insulated, you could have the drugs all lined around the side and just put real food in the thing.
Have you seen that?
So if anyone opens up,
have you seen a cartel truck? Have you seen what they look like? So there's a plumber that's got one. He's bought himself a cartel truck. Anyway, he's parked it up on site and he's just lifted up the wings on the truck. The actual wing of where the wheel arch and everything is. And inside that's tools and fence and like shelves and everything. And everyone's going, this is a cartel truck. He's just completely ignoring them.
Yeah.
Because they put drugs in the wings. It's what you could do, isn't it? We've seen it in pallets. We've seen it in airport, but it's true. No one's ever going to stop it. So he definitely got ratted out.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Someone grassed on him.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way.
How much do you reckon he would have made?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, he had a £7 million stash, so imagine how much money you can make off of that. I don't really know how much, like.
But he's been named. He's been shamed. He's in the system now, isn't he? So
I said, I don't really know what drugs cost at scale.
Did it say how long he's going to be going away for?
I couldn't see from what I read. But
let's have a look. I'm dead sure.
Imagine it'll be a little while.
I think it's like,
because that's quite the amount to have on you, isn't it? I mean, there's possession of them. There's that. Did it say how he actually got caught? Because I couldn't see that.
12 years.
He got 12 years.
12 years.
Bloody hell! Because I know
Crown Court.
I know it's something like 6 or 7 years is the maximum sentence for being caught with certain types of drugs.
Certain types, yeah.
Which is quite a long time.
He's gone now, 12 years. And people are going to be looking at him in jail, kicking at him, thinking, how the fuck did you get caught?
So it's a weirdly good idea as well. Not that I'm condoning it.
No, but it's like Los Polos Hermanos, isn't it?
It's a little bit,
He puts it in the chicken, all the way from Mexico into New Mexico.
It is a little bit like
and he trades it. Don't get me right or wrong on that. I think it was through Mexico, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, because it was from the cartel, wasn't it?
From the
cartel. And he'd bring it into the US.
With the chicken.
Yeah, with the chicken. Good old Gustav Fring, eh?
But now, next headline, what we got?
Wow, the first of eye transplant has been done.
It's been done.
However, one caveat to that is the bloke can't actually see out of it yet.
No. So
we don't really know if it's successful. However, the doctors have said this is a breakthrough because it's technically worked. We just don't know if the guy's ever actually going to be able to see out of it.
Well, it'll be time, won't it? Time's a good teller because it's going to have to, everything's going to have to heal and the nerves are going to have to grow back. And because I believe the eyeball is the only thing without nerves, isn't it?
I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Yeah, it doesn't have nerves.
I know the eyeball is one of the only parts of your body that doesn't ever grow or change size. So, like when you're a baby, your eyeballs are the same size as they are when you're an adult. That's why babies look cute when they're little because their eyes are so big. Because they're adult sized.
Because they're anime. But, yeah, like you say, we don't know. But they have said it's breaking in it.
It's a breakthrough.
It's surgery.
It must be so fiddly connecting an eyeball to someone.
Yeah, bloody hell. And going on that, actually, have you seen that Elon Musk has now made it available for you to have
the Neuralink?
The Neuralink, but it's got to be done by a machine.
Yeah, has it?
It can't be done by a person.
No, I didn't see
It's got to be done by a machine.
It has to be precise.
So one needle in the wrong place, dead.
I'd like to try Neuralink, I reckon. Although, to be fair, I'd be the first one to sign up to like cyberpunk.
It'd be like that.
Cyberware.
It'd be doing that in your head, and then Elon will go, what's his state? And they go, we've just lost him.
Power cut. Oops.
Touches a button, the machine goes, whoop, you slide off down into the hole in the ground, and another one comes out.
But no, I don't know about you, but I'd sign up to cyberware right away.
Cyberware. Yeah, but you imagine the amount of viruses you're going to get.
The problem is, though, when you actually think about it seriously, it'd be so painful.
Is Norton going to protect that?
Norton 360
or Adobe, what was it? McAfee?
Oh, McAfee?
McAfee or whatever.
Something like that.
Internet.
McAfee? It's, I can't remember what it's called.
But I want to know about it, because obviously it must connect to a device. Are you going to have the internet in your head?
I actually wonder how it's really going to work.
An eye transplant, fair play. I mean, but I've seen people with glass eyes.
If you wanted an eye transplant, I'd want like a cyborg guy. Something that I can like zoom and enhance. Targeting system.
Red eye.
Yeah, exactly. I want like a Terminator eye.
Terminator
I want a regular eyeball.
But I think that's just we're gonna move on from that, from the quick news segment.
Yeah, those are the headlines.
Headlines are over for the UK, and I think it was a bit of US in there as well.
There was Panama.
Yeah,
that doesn't really count as US.
No. What's that? It's like South America.
Yeah.
Really. The middle between Mexico
like
and the north of South America. It's like a little strip. So if for you non-geographic people out there somewhere there, I don't have a globe to show you.
No.
But if you look at the globe and there's England, spin the globe over, it'll be here like this.
It'll just be there somewhere. Over there.
Geography lesson over with. How long has The Simpsons been on air now?
I think it came out in '89. I think. The Simpsons has been on for a very long time. And recently they've decided to stop doing something that they've been doing for a very long time, haven't they? Homer is no longer going to be strangling Bart every time he gets annoyed at him.
It's actually not giving me a date.
Which, when you think about it, is quite child abuse, isn't it? You can't just be strangling your kid. So I do get why they're stopping it. But I think a lot of people are up in arms because it's, a core part of the show. It's amazing they still do it now, though.
December 17th, 1989, on May
There you go.
13th.
89.
That's when the first episode aired of The Simpsons.
Christ, we're nearly 30 and The Simpsons is years older than us. That's amazing. It's been going on for that long.
It's still going on. So, like Seb said, they are going to be stopping the whole strangling thing. And that's literally up to now. Like, we're right at the point of where it's going to stop.
The thing is, though, I don't know when they last did it. I don't know if it was recent or they haven't done it for years. Now they've just decided not to do it anymore.
And it's in a recent episode where Homer actually says, no, I don't do that no more. Okay. And that's when it's kind of been aired. I mean, it probably got fizzled out a long time ago. I mean, like, they probably got, actually, we don't need to strangle Bart no more because Bart hasn't done anything wrong, probably. Like...
Homer's an absolute abuser.
So, yeah, if you haven't seen The Simpsons, if you haven't seen The Simpsons, where have you been?
I think everyone's watched at least one episode of it.
Seen it. I
don't even really like The Simpsons.
I know my granddad hated it.
I've never really liked it. I've seen a few episodes.
But this is actually quite a step, because this is an old cartoon that's been doing this something for decades.
Yeah. And
it's now actually changing itself. So is this the first of many? I mean, I can see a South Park episode coming on that. I can really see it. Do you reckon they would take the mick out of Fox?
I don't know if they'd even bother, to be honest.
I don't know.
I don't know if that's juicy enough for them to actually warrant spending time on.
Might be.
I don't know. I don't even know if anyone would really care that much about this. Not doing the strangling thing anymore. When you actually think about it, it is kind of weird that he ever did that. Like, it probably sounds...
Well, yeah.
But when you actually watch it, you're like, he's literally choking his own sandwich. Like,
does anyone actually do that?
That's probably not okay.
You just get hit. Belt, slippered,
but when you think about it, if that actually happened in real life, like, that'd be like a traumatic.
But the kid's neck's gonna end up like the length of a giraffe,
like a pepperami neck.
Exactly. So it is.
Yeah,
it's the end of a decade. That's what we should say.
End of an era.
End of an era, isn't it? Really. So,
and probably for the best.
If you want to go see it, the episode is on there.
Yeah.
It's there. It's well alive, and that's where we're going to move on to.
What's up next?
Just Stop Oil back in the news.
Just Stop Oil have reared their heads once more.
So yes, they're protesting in London again during the week. We did say last episode that there will be protests next week, and it has landed them in a lot of controversy this week. As we are now on the weekend of Remembrance. So we're going to be remembering of all of our past soldiers and future soldiers, or anything war that we remember of anyone that's lost their lives. It's quite a big thing for us in the UK. We do, a lot of other countries do this. I can't really 100% if they do same dates or anything like that, but it's a day of more. It's basically a day of mourning where we grieve the lost soldiers. And the protesters, unfortunately, got a little bit too close to the cenotaph in London this week.
They got carried away, didn't they?
They got carried away, and we've done a fact check on it. Yes, a lot of people have accused them for laying down on the cenotaph, acting dead. They were actually handcuffed and laid down on the cenotaph.
Yes, they were.
So I think the Met here did the correct thing by removing them immediately, but they could have moved them away from the cenotaph. I mean, I know there probably must have been like duty reasons that they couldn't get them away. They had to arrest them where they were, leave them where they were. But yes, photos have been misconstrued on the internet and everything like that. We can tell that now because obviously they were laying down at first, but actually it turns out their hands are behind their back and their cuffs. One question for Just Stop Oil: why there? Why did you choose to get near the cenotaph? Of all places in London, you could have protested.
It does seem like the last few times they've protested, they're not actually protesting at a place that makes a point. They're almost just trying to get themselves seen at this stage. And it's like, but why are you protesting in these certain places?
There is actual designated places of protest.
Well, it's kind of
I've mentioned it before. Yeah, it's in Trafalgar.
It's like when they protested at the Natural History Museum.
Yeah.
Like, I do get the link between dinosaur bones and oil, but it's like, what point are you trying to make?
But they're preserved. They're preserved bones.
That's what I'm talking about. Like,
we've preserved history.
Other than the fact that that's where oil comes from, like, what are you protesting at the Natural History Museum?
Exactly. And what are you doing protesting in the cenotaph? I mean, considering on this week as well, I mean, fair play to the police. They actually apprehended them and got them on the bus. You can actually see their stupid, lonely faces. And why aren't these people at work? Can HMRC please get onto these people? Like, I mean, like...
Turns out they're all on disability.
If they're disability, take it away from them. If they're pensioners, take their pension away from them. They are doing nothing but cause an inconvenience towards working people. And considering that it was on the lead up towards, obviously, our remembrance parades, I mean, why? I mean, it's bad enough that we've got other protests going on at the minute. They're making major conflicts of interest. So Just Stop Oil, I think you need to... Why don't you go down to, like... where's that new nuclear plant being built?
Christ knows.
Hinkley Point. Why don't you go there? Why don't you go and stand outside Hinkley Point?
Well, but then again, would they have much of a point doing outside a nuclear plant?
Yeah, because it's...
But that's actually...
But it's still taking oil to build it.
I mean, it's better than...
It's clean.
It's cleaner energy.
It's cleaner energy, but it's still taking oil to build it because they're diesel machines that are building it. To go there and go do it. You know, if you're going to protest on something, like, go stand on a runway.
Yeah, I do remember it a while ago when we talked about Just Stop Oil the first time, many episodes back. I was reading an article where somebody had gone undercover into Just Stop Oil. They'd gone to one of their meetings.
Yeah,
and apparently the guy was saying he'd gone to quite a few meetings. He said at first they were genuinely for the cause, but he said once Just Stop Oil had been going a while, he'd been to a few meetings. They only really cared about making a point for point's sake. They didn't, for making a statement just to get eyes on them. They didn't really care about what they were actually protesting anymore. So, like, that wasn't really the goal.
No, it makes sense.
To make a lot of noise.
They've lost touch.
Yeah, and that's not really.
They've lost touch with their cause. I mean, they are going to be moving today from the Cornwall. They're going to be moving somewhere else.
They weren't even on the call, but they were on the not.
They were not cool, but they're going to move further out. So, for all you flat earthers out there, you know you have what's called the ice wall. They're going past the ice wall. You seen the video on that guy? I think I sent it to you last night.
I did see that, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. That's coming for conspiracy time anyway. So, that's it. I think that's literally all of our headlines this week. That's it. I want to talk about my experience with Click and Collect.
Oh, yeah, this is a bit of a niche one. So, if you are not from the UK or don't go to pick up your shopping via Click and Collect, you can probably turn off now.
You're going to probably be angry because you're going to think, well, why didn't you just go in the store and get it? Why didn't you get it home delivered? There's a lot of reasons here. My partner was very ill inside hospital and everything like that, and she thought by saving me time, we'd do a Click and Collect. Now...
Did it save you time?
In no what way did it save me time. I could have actually done a full shop in the time that it took for me to receive my shopping.
Gone for a pint and then
I'm going to name the company, and it's Asda. So, as many of you are aware, Asda was integrated with Walmart. So, a lot of you American viewers out there might see this. They were a bit of a brother or cousin company.
That's owned by Walmart, aren't they?
I think so, yeah. Or they own Walmart. It's something
Walmart
like that.
Owns Asda.
Yeah,
Asda are part of the Walmart group.
The Walmart group. There's a little, you can tell because I put the little sunshine on the sign. Anyway, so Asda's one of the largest shopping superstores in the country. Supermarket in the country. They sell everything, and they also have what's like their fashion brand, which is George, and they also do outside stuff as well. Now, we've been shopping at Asda now for easily 2 years since we've lived in this area. I find Asda very easy. It's busy. It can get very busy on a Saturday and Sunday. If you go during the week, I can't because I'm a working person, hence why we do this on a bloody weekend. We decided to do click and collect. Never done it. I've never done click and collect. I've done it with Argos. I've done it with B&Q. So B&Q is another, like, it's like our Home Depot.
So this was your first click and collect?
First ever click and collect shopping.
See, I've done it quite a few times, and I would have told you before you did it, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Because I'll say this, I've done click and collect with both Morrison's and Asda. Now, Morrison's was good 90% of the time, and there was one time they were really slow. Asda, averagely when we used to do it, just slow as fuck. Like, genuinely, every time we'd go there, we'd pull up in the little click and collect bay, you get out of the car, no one around. You can't go on your phone and do it because it doesn't work.
You got to check in, don't you?
Well, you
it says to check in. It says put the check in when you leave at home.
Well, the check in on ours doesn't work. So it says on the thing, go on the app, do this. You can't do it because it doesn't work. It says phone this number, but they've scratched it out because that doesn't work.
So these members of staff stood aside thinking, bloody hell, it's quiet.
So what you've got to do is you've got to pull up. This is the one by us anyway. Probably not the one you go to.
No, it won't be the one.
You've got to pull up, stand outside your car and just wait. So you stood there for about 10 minutes to nothing. Someone will come out, walk straight past you, ignore you, take the shopping to the person next to you, and then they'll walk back, ignore you again. You're like, for fuck's sake. And then they'll walk back to you again and say, what's your name? You give them the name, they'll be like, can't find it, mate. And you're like, well, I know it's on there. And he's like, oh, yeah, there it is. And then he'll disappear for 25, 30 minutes.
Well, this was the thing. I got given a half-hour window to collect my shopping.
You do, yeah.
1 p.m. till 1:30 p.m. So I arrived. There was a bit of a queue. I thought, that's all right. This probably moves pretty quick. 3 bays.
Yeah, they don't have
9 cars.
Oh, yeah.
3 vehicles would sat there. I actually didn't get into my bay till 1:32.
That's it. You just
I know
have to
I'm being
sit there.
precise. So I'm out of my collection window now.
I don't know what yours is like,
right?
But the queue is really awkward as well.
Because of the way that it's
the one at ours
designed.
Kind of goes round a corner, round another corner, then into the bay. So the queue's like all this weird little
bloody hell. Well, ours is directly through a car park.
Yeah, that's what ours is,
and
the car park.
They tell you to come in, but the car park's designed to go like that. So you come in, and then you're parked opposite this click and collect bay. And then I waited. Once I got into my bay, even though I'm out of my collection window, I waited 10 minutes to be seen.
Yeah, you
She then came out, and then it took 45 minutes for me to receive my shopping. Now, I understand that there might be staff issues, there might be technical issues, or anything like that. But you need to put more staff on, or stop taking too many click and collect.
You know what it is? You're supposed to go to click and collect because they're supposed to pick the shopping for you in the morning before you get there. Now, the problem is sometimes, like what probably happened with you and what's happened with me as well, you get there and they don't have it picked.
No.
So someone goes and gets it while you're sat there.
Yeah.
So you could just go and do the shop yourself.
Even though you get to 11 p.m, before the night before, 11 p.m, to make a difference to your orders or anything. This doesn't probably get done until probably the minute you get there.
Yeah.
And I tell you now, I will not be doing it again.
Yeah,
it was faster for me to go and get it, pick it myself, which I probably should have done because that's hindsight. Don't hate me because I chose to do it. If you've had a bad experience as well, please leave a comment. But I've got solutions. You either update your systems regularly, and you stop the amount of people that are coming in for half-hour windows.
They definitely have too many people coming at once.
100%, because I had cars that were going in there that weren't even ready. They told them to go and park in the car park.
Yeah, because people get there before their slot.
They get there before their slot, which, okay, there's nothing wrong with being early.
No, because if your slot's like 1 to 1:30, some people get there at like 12:30, and it's like...
Right, no, maybe don't get there at 12:30.
That's what I mean.
Maybe 5 minutes before I get that. Like, I understand, like, there's timekeeping and everything like that. Everyone likes an early bird. But I noticed there are people parking, and then once I'm ready to collect my stuff, they're not getting out. They actually don't get their shopping delivered. They drive off and park into the car park, and then the woman comes off with a trolley over to there, and I'm thinking, whoa, but they're meant to do it. The whole point of that parking bay is that they drag the trolley to the next person, to you, and then to the person to your right, and you unload and put it in your car. Also, another factor, tell customers to have their vehicle ready to do click and collect. Put the bags in the boot open ready, or make it so that they're able to take a container and put it in the boot of the car, and then they return it their next click and collect.
Do you know what? One thing I will say, with Morrison's, during lockdown, they had the great click and collect system. You drive up, you check in on your phone, You'd open the boot up, get back in your car, they'd bring it out, put it in your boot, close your boot, and you drive off. And that worked really well.
I think customer service for every supermarket and every retailer was at its peak during COVID.
It kind of was, wasn't
They
it?
were at their peak
Because they had to be.
They had to be. They had to be. If we handle this, we've got to sanitize that or put it into a UV box, whatever. It worked, like you just said. Why do I have to get out to take it from your trolley to put it in the boot when you could just quickly boom? I mean, they don't even put it in bags anymore, right? I get that we're trying to get down the world of not using bags, but we've got boxes, right? And there's bloody hundreds of these trays, right? How about you give us one box, throw everything into it, put it in the boot, and then you make sure that it is returned to them. Yeah. I mean, I know you're going to get loads of them stolen because people are going to go, look, that'd be good in my garage. But me, I don't want them. I've actually got one, and I actually hate owning the box because I hate having it.
Yeah.
It's too big, it's too clunky, it doesn't serve any purpose on a garage shelf because garage shelves are too small or wooden or whatever. So I would bring it back, but I've got one from yonks ago, and it just carries all of my wet weather gear and everything for in the boot.
Do you know what is annoying about click and collect? It's when you go to click and collect, you get your stuff's missing, so afterwards...
Or are you happy with your... what do they call it? Your changes or anything?
Oh, yeah, your changes.
And you're like, but I haven't looked at it yet.
But what happens is, you get there, they haven't got half your stuff, so you get the click and collect, go park up, and go get it in the shop anyway. That is the most annoying thing about it.
It's not click and collect, it's click and wait, and that's going to be the name of the segment. Click and wait. As I call the co-op queue up, because all you do is you queue.
Good, actually. Co-op love a queue, don't they? They're the worst for it.
This is what I'm saying. Supermarkets were at their peak during COVID, and now we've gone slack, and we've lost touch. We've lost touch.
Supermarkets were peak after COVID, just after they stopped queuing everyone to get in.
Queuing everyone.
Once you could go in freely, but they still had a lot of the restriction stuff going on. It was actually quite good.
So Asda and whoever else needs to look at it, and whoever else has got a complaint about retailers and supermarkets doing this. I'll tell you what, actually, before I end it, is Screwfix.
Screwfix?
Screwfix is crap.
Screwfix are like the Argos of homeware.
DIY stuff, or buying tools. Absolutely crap. I hate the idea of it. I order something online, right? I do click and collect. I go to the till. No, can you go back and check in on the computer, please, over there? Why don't you do it? So that you just piss off, and then when I'm ready to come to the till, you come back and go, okay, you ready now? Yeah. When you could do it there and then. I'm sorry, it's got to stop.
I've only been to Screwfix once, but it was a strange experience.
It's getting dire now. You either run like McDonald's with those touchscreen things, and I come and pick it up, or you don't put any counter at all with no one on it, so it doesn't say click and collect at the top. So I come in and I go click and collect. They've got a tiniest little table here with a little screen like this, and it says click and collect check-in. It's literally not here. When you walk in, I got to go there.
And the annoying thing is,
it's there on the till.
You only know it's there after you've been queued up for 10 minutes. The bloke tells you to turn around.
It has happened to me. Yeah, I was picking up a new multi-tool hedge trimmer, all singing and dancing one, the Mountfield. I went in, I've ordered it online. It was £159. I've walked in, I've gone, that. He goes, yeah, you need to check in on over there. Why can't you do it? the way the world's going, I don't know what dimension we're in anymore.
Do you know what the worst thing is? It's because every shop does it differently. And do you know what?
One system.
Controversial opinion. You know the small co-ops and the small Tesco Expresses and all that?
Oh,
do you know what? Controversial opinion. During lockdown, I liked the one-way system. I thought it was good.
It does work because, yes, and I will agree with that.
Bring the one-way system back.
And if they've got fuel stations.
Yes. They've
got a queue for full sale only and shop in the others.
Yes.
Start doing that.
Bring the one-way system
back. Bring it back. It does work.
I like it. It
does work. And even if sometimes you are going to forget about going down one aisle, I don't mind that. But when you're coming in and you've got fuel sales on the line here where you've got all you're coming in, your Costa machines right there in the way. 10 people ordering Costa, want to get the fuel. Got to go round the shop, come back round through the tills, get to the fuel sales. Move that fucking Costa machine somewhere else.
Yeah, why is it always right in the way of the queue?
Why is it in the queue?
It's almost like in the Tesco by us, you've got the tills here, right? Queues like that, Costa machine right there.
Yeah. Move that somewhere. I don't care where your water comes in and your milk and all that.
You put it over there to it because the queue's in the way.
That's what I'm saying. So and I've noticed it in Shell garages. I've noticed it. They put it directly in the way when you come in. So the queues are by the door and you're like, Can't come in because a lot of tradesmen don't have a lot of time to pop into a Costa, so they use the Costa machines. There is an of that they're good and they're better at the machine. I actually think they're bloody dire, right?
Shit, aren't they?
I think they're awful. You know, they say fresh roasted beans. It's instant granules. Don't lie to me about beans, right? Prove me wrong. Anyway, but supermarkets, you've got to sort it out. It's becoming a weight system again, and it's becoming. I feel like I'm in click and wait. And as more as Elon Musk says it, we are in a simulation.
Does Elon Musk say we're in a simulation?
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
I think I did see an interview with him the other day, and he said he doesn't want to say either way. But
so rant over.
Let's rant over for the day.
Asda, you need to sort your crap out, and there's a few others that we've named in there. Hashtag them.
Yeah, I'll at them. At Tesco.
Just at them, because I'm serious.
At Tesco, at Asda.
Where we're going, we are really upset a lot of our customers, because I can tell you now, there weren't some happy people, especially when they got kids in that click and collect bit, and they're thinking, right, we can quickly click and collect on the way home.
But does Asda care? No, give a fuck.
I don't care, because it's not their child, it's not their parent, it's not their son that had to wait. You know, stop being greedy, put more staff on it, stop taking in too many cars for that half-hour slot. There was 9 cars for half-an-hour slot. 9 cars. And then 5 other queuing out onto the road.
Most people either get there at the start of the time or the end of the time.
Yeah.
So you actually get both lots of people from the last slot and this slot.
That's it.
All together.
Whereas I got there, you gave me 1:30 till 1:30. I got there at 5 to 1. I made sure I queued. I was then not out of the queue till 1:30.
Yeah.
So my window's gone. You either pick up the process or something needs to be done.
You couldn't have really been in there any earlier either.
No. And it works in petrol stations. We make it work. And stop letting people buy things when they've bought petrol. Because they hold up the queue in petrol stations.
And on that bombshell.
On that bombshell. One of our subscribers.
Yeah, we did get a lovely comment in the week.
Did get a lovely comment.
By a bloke who was saying he's only just found us, but he loves the content and keep it up. So
I'm going to get your name up.
We'll get your name up, give you a little shout out.
Because I think he actually does his own content as well.
We appreciated it. It was nice. I did reply to him actually.
Was it Faceman P? New subscriber Faceman P?
I got a clue it was.
Yeah, he's got 1,000 subscribers.
If you go back to the comments on the video, I don't know what video it was on.
Oh, I haven't got the comment.
Oh, well,
I've only got the.
Whatever it was. Thank you for the comment. It was very nice.
I'm pretty sure it was Faceman P. He found us. He gave us a bit of a positive. That's what we need more of. We need a bit more. So just get out there and thanks for liking the videos. Thanks for get the view. Let's just get it out there. Let's just start showing the support and everything like that. Start telling us where we're going wrong. Yeah, it's taken us 6 months for someone to come back saying that we're doing actually an alright job. Keep it up.
Maybe it's just taking us 6 months to do an alright job.
To do alright. But we're going to be here nearly every week. We are going to come up with some new ideas.
Yeah, we're going to try and do some interesting, fresh content ideas that aren't just a podcast. Though.
Exactly.
We'll see how that goes.
Failed to do that today, though, didn't we?
Yeah, we were going to do it today because we went to a Wild West shop.
Wild West.
We both forgot to record anything.
Sounds like a fish and tackle shop, doesn't it?
Wild West shop.
Wild West. Yeah, not cowboy. Sorry.
It was a Wild Western.
It's basically a Wild West.
Yeah, it's just like a cowboy shop.
Like a cowboy shop, basically dressed as a Western.
You can buy your hats,
your
boots, and your belts,
your
and your
boots, and everything like that. Your buckles, everything like that. But anyway, moving on to the cool wall.
The cool wall.
Right, we've added some new things to the cool wall.
We have. There's stuff all around us.
Where's everything now? Don't worry about SpongeBob moving. Right, we've got badass cool.
Badass cool.
Cool, not cool. And what we got over there, Seb?
Super
not cool. Right, so this week on Super Not Cool Wall, who's going?
Yeah, we're going to have to move the old Just Stop Oil over.
Just Stop Oil, I'll tell you what, in a minute, like I said, you're going to end up past that ice wall for you flat earthers.
Christ, how much of this did you put on it?
Oh, only a bit. It's like cement, isn't it?
Loads of it. Well, that bit can stay on there.
That can stay on there, can it? Yeah. So, yeah, obviously an update. Justin Trudeau is still on the Not Cool Wall.
It is.
Don't worry about SpongeBob, like I said. He's actually just there as me.
He's just chilling.
So, I think we're going to start off with Frankie Lapena. If any of you know who he is.
I think it's in Frankie Lapena, but I'm not really
Lapena, sure. Lapena. I emphasise on the E's. He is a famous YouTuber, TikToker. He has been making famous segments lately ever since his Kardashian ass.
And as you can see, he's a thick boy.
He's got a thick ass. he's obviously got a bus. So if you want to see his latest episode, I've watched it. He's got a bus now, and it's just nothing but just fake ass running and like men on steroids running with him. I think Frankie, you continue to make fantastic content. You're going on the cool wall, mate.
He is a cool dude.
He's cool. He's done loads. He's done loads for sporting franchises and everything like that. He's done the box. He does the green screen as well, working at home, hybrid thing.
I haven't watched many of his videos. I've seen a few clips.
No, you've seen clips, haven't you? But
mainly it's just
it's
his
a bit
juicy ass.
huge. His ass just running.
Man, juicy.
He's also got a thing at the minute where he's just running with like FBI agents. So they're like, we've got to protect the assets. It's just funny. It's just internet humour to me. Who we got now?
Well, next up, we've got the old
the Simpsons.
Strangling Bart.
Strangling Bart.
Yeah, so as we talked about, they're not going to be doing it anymore.
Not be doing it anymore. So we can't really support Joel.
I reckon this is going to go on the not cool because
Not cool.
I don't think you should strangle your kids.
No. Any physical or mental abuse to the child is definitely a no-no. And
so Homer gets to go on the not
Homer
cool.
got on not cool. I'll tell you what, his face says it all.
He knows what he's done.
And then earlier in the week, we're going to the US. We're going to go to the US now, and I think it was the White House or something. There was a press conference, and a news reporter fell over in the background, and Joe Biden stops and goes, "You okay?" And then he looks around and says to his camera crew, his press crew, make sure the media says it wasn't me. So a bit of humour from Joe Biden this week. I think that's going to go on the cool.
Yeah, I reckon
he's going to go on the cool. And I tell you what, he's going to go below his arch nemesis.
Below his arch rival.
So we'll see how long you last on there, Mr. Biden.
It's interesting. It seems like Biden's becoming self-aware. I'm sure it's probably just a fluke.
AI.
What do they call it when you have like dementia? Like lucid moment? Maybe it was lucid
dreams.
Lucid dreams.
Lucid dreams, a good song.
Yeah.
But yes, so I think that's going to end this week.
Yeah. We'll see if anyone goes in the badass.
Yeah, we'll see anyone that makes it into the badass. And just stop oil, you're staying over there for the minute.
Yeah, you're going to be there a while.